Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another match reaction video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And it finished Everton 0, Chelsea 0 at Goodison Park. First game of the season that I've missed, and I have to say, it probably wasn't a bad one to miss. Obviously out here in Riyadh, got the N'Golo Kante shirt on, keeping it Chelsea themed. And yeah, it was a disappointing game, to be honest. One of those real frustrating ones. One that I looked at before we went into it. I thought we'd do enough to get a narrow win, but on the day of the game, the team comes out, you see the weather conditions, it's cold, it's wet, it's really windy, it's Goodison Park. Everton have won 5 of their last 6 visits there against us. I probably would have taken the point. I know going into the game, everyone was saying, Chelsea definitely need to win this game, or Chelsea are going to win this game. And yeah, look, I thought we were going to win this game as well. I thought we would have had enough to see them off. And we didn't quite do it, we didn't play well enough today. And this is where this team's at. We're going to have frustrating games like this one, but it's no need to be, panic stations and think, oh, that was a terrible performance, we're crap and everything's going wrong. No, it's just one of those games, and they happen over the course of the season. And last season, we would have found a way to lose that game. But this season, we know we dug in, we held on. And we leave with a point, but that point's only okay if we then go and follow it up with 3 points against Fulham. That's what we have to do now following this result. But, look at the team lineup. Cucurella was massively missed today. Pedro Neto could have really done with someone overlapping down the left-hand side. I mean, Colwell wasn't particularly doing that. You just don't get it from him. So Cucurella's intensity was missed as well. Tosin and Disasi, the partnership in the middle, I was a little bit worried about that one before the game. But actually, do you know what? They did all right. Tosin did really, really well, had a very good game. In the last 2 games, he's been very impressive. Got an absolutely sensational block in the second half, which prevented us from conceding a certain goal. And defensively, despite it being a little bit makeshift, we actually defended really well and dealt with the threats of Everton. I mean, a couple of occasions they got in, and Robert Sanchez was outstanding. Brilliant save in the second half. Made a couple of brilliant saves, and that was the best of Robert Sanchez today. He did really, really well. He deserves all the credit he's going to get from his performance today. The frustrating thing is we just don't see that on a consistent enough basis, which is why he kind of does get the stick that he gets, because he'll follow up a performance like this one probably with some mistakes over the next few games. But no, without him today, we don't win that game. He was absolutely outstanding. And one thing he is very good at is shot stopping. I know obviously that's a goalkeeper's main job and stuff, but he is a very, very good shot stopper. He's been making good saves all season, and he's kept us in the game today, along with Tosin as well, with the block as I referenced. And defensively, yeah, we actually did pretty well against a team that didn't really offer too much. We know Everton don't score an awful lot of goals. They should have had 1 or 2 today, in all honesty, but they're a team that defend very well. Yes, only Southampton have scored less goals than them, but we've only conceded 2 goals less than them. They're in the top 5 defensive in the league. Goodison Park's a tough place to go. And yeah, it was just a frustrating afternoon for us. Again, we had opportunities. Nicholas Jackson with 2 chances, which you'd expect him to score both of them, but he should be scoring minimum 1 of those. The header against the post was poor, has to be doing a lot better there. And the other one in the first half where he hits it straight at the keeper, you've got to be, if you're wanting to get 20 goals in the season in the league, which I believe that he can do, you've got to be scoring opportunities like that. And unfortunately, we didn't get the best of him today. I mean, arguably, Jackson and Cole Palmer, who have been 2 of our best players this season, 2 of our biggest threats, were arguably the worst players on the pitch today. Palmer himself having a bit of an anonymous afternoon. One of those afternoons he's had on a couple of occasions this season. He probably should have been subbed off. He wasn't influenced in the game. He wasn't having a good game. Things that he was doing just weren't coming off. But, you always leave him on just because he's capable of producing something out of nothing. But, yeah, in this game today, it was poor from Palmer, but again, he's going to be a player that is going to have, every so often, he's not going to have a great game, and it's up to someone else to step up. I thought Sancho wasn't great, didn't get very much success up against Ashley Young. Neto was definitely the biggest threat, particularly in that first half. A lot of our positive stuff was going down the right hand side. And I felt that, the change should have come earlier. I felt Neto should have been moved to the left and Madueke come on in place of Sancho and go on the right-hand side. That, for me, should have happened much earlier in the game, but it didn't happen at all, actually. And when Madueke and Nkunku did end up coming on, they both didn't offer anything whatsoever. It's probably a little bit too short amount of time for them to really make an impact in the game. And that's the one thing I think Maresca didn't quite get right today, was the substitutions. You could see a lot earlier in the game that we needed changes to be made, and he waited until 75, 76 minutes, which in a game like this with the weather conditions where it's difficult, you need a bit more than that to be able to play yourself into the game and find a little bit of rhythm. But the most important thing is that we didn't lose, but it's frustrating because it's an opportunity missed to go top of the league, even if it's only going to be even if it was only going to be momentarily. But you don't get many opportunities like that across the course of the season. And I suppose when you're not bang at it, when you're not absolutely at your best, the most important thing is that you don't lose, and that's what we didn't do today. We didn't lose, so that's definitely a positive. Defended well, which is a positive. Tosin and Sanchez are also positives, but yeah, from an attacking sense, we were pretty lackluster today, and that's the first time I think we failed to score under Enzo Maresca. I normally back us to pretty much score every game that we play, given the amount of chances we create, given the attacking quality that we possess. But yeah, we didn't offer an awful lot going forwards today, other than Jackson's 2 opportunities where they're both very, very good chances, which both should be scored. We're having a different conversation. It's not that we didn't create very much. We did create 2 very good chances, but outside of that, there was very, very little in the way of attacking threat, very little in the way of big opportunities created, other than outside the 2 Jackson ones. And in those games, you're not going to get many opportunities. Everton did exactly what we expected them to. They sat deep. They made it really hard for us. We saw exactly what they did last week when they went to the Emirates against Arsenal and made it very hard for us and for them. And now they've done exactly the same against us. I suppose another big positive is that we never ever have to go to Goodison Park again. It's not been a good place for us in recent times, and we know when they move into the new stadium, that should hopefully be a lot better. Much nicer playing surface, nicer environment, better place to play your football. So hopefully that brings around the change in fortunes, because whatever it is about going to Goodison Park, it just never seems to go well for us at all. But I think this kind of sums up where we are as a team. People that are saying, why are you saying that Chelsea aren't in a title race? Well, it's performances and games like that which are exactly why we're not in a title race, because we haven't got the know-how and the experience to get across the line in these tough away games. But having said that, we'll learn a lot from this game. It was obviously, a good experience for these players. And as I said, we didn't lose the game, which is the most important thing. If you're unable to win the game, the next most important thing is make sure you do not lose. And we have Robert Sanchez to thank for that, and we have the defence to thank for that, which was the part of the team that I was most worried about heading into this game, or the part of the team that actually made sure that we didn't lose it. So yeah, kind of mixed feelings, real frustration, but there's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be getting angry about or thinking that this team has got problems. We know exactly where we are as a side. We know what we need to work on. We know what our weaknesses are. And it's just one of those games at the end of the day. You're not going to win them all. And if people are disappointed, what did you really expect us to win all our games over this festive period? Do you really think we're just going to keep winning? We'd all love that, but that's not the reality of football. And that's certainly not the reality of where this team is at right now. So look, yes, I would have liked the 3 points. Yes, I would have liked to have seen us top of the table for a few hours. But at the end of the day, you can't win them all. And it was a frustrating afternoon. The players did their best, but it was arguably probably our worst performance of the season. It's always tricky after you've played midweek. I know obviously half those players, more than half of those players didn't play, but get that rhythm back in. Missing key players today. We could have done with a Fofana at the back. We could have done with a Mark Cucurella. And yeah, we could have just done with the attackers doing a little bit more. But yeah, we move on to Fulham on Boxing Day, a massive game. Now that's going to be a tough one as well, but this is only a good point if we get the 3 points against Fulham. So full focus and concentration now needs to be on that one. And I feel that we can get those points as well. We finished the year against Ipswich. So look, if we can remain unbeaten, pick up another 2 wins to round out 2024, then I think we can be very, very happy with the position that we're in. And we're gonna be inside the top 2 at Christmas for the first time in a long, long time. So I think perspective is required. Yes, we're all disappointed with the result today. We're all frustrated, but we're going to be second heading into Christmas, which hasn't happened for a long time. It's beyond any of our expectations heading into the season. So yeah, you just got to take the good with the bad. Today wasn't our day. It happens in football. You're going to have those matches. You're going to have those frustrations, but we move on. I trust the team, believe in the team. We've got a good manager. We've got very good players. And now it's about putting another winning run together, and making sure that we finish the year on a high, and we head into January where we've got some favourable fixtures as well, and make sure that we get as many wins on the board, get as many points on the board as we head into that game against City at the end of January. Let's wait and see where we're at. But there's a reason why we're not title contenders, and it's because when it gets difficult and when you have to go to these difficult away grounds, we haven't quite got what it takes to win at this point in time. But yeah, happy overall, frustrated really, but at least we didn't lose. And there's another point on the board. Yes, we're still ahead of Arsenal by 2 points. We obviously extended our lead over City by a further point as well. So yeah, can't complain too much, but props to Robert Sanchez, props to Tosin, the defence in general. But yeah, it's from an attacking perspective, the less said about that game, the better. Yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on the game. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.